Hi, welcome back channel FC24. Alright, finally completed the world class and the legendary matches. Really happy with this, and I've got some 600 UCL points. Of course, this is the first one I'm going to share in terms of the finals of the world class. Then after that, I'll share in terms of the legendary. It was slightly more tough compared to the world class, of course, but it's still doable. It's just that certain things you can't do, like the 4 goals. Right, so this is the first goal that we have managed to get only at the 38th minute, so it was not easy. A lot of persistency, and of course you got to basically trick the opponent by finding gaps in between. Here we have created a gap after doing the heel to heel move. So by doing heel to heel move, sometimes you push forward, then you create a huge gap between yourself and the defenders. That's only when possible, again when there's isn't many defenders ahead of you, otherwise easily you'll be overtaken. Alright, so here we do another one. It was a beautiful curve. Didn't expect that to happen, but I'm really amazed. After multiple tries, we managed to succeed in scoring a goal through a curve like this. Alright, so it's a really beautiful curve just at the nip of it. Alright, so one more time just to show you. You always try to aim around this region here, just at the semicircle area, then you aim for the final tip, which is the corner of the goalpost. With that, we've scored 2-0. Really glad that we secured this win against Napoli. So again, finding the easy way of winning, of course, is through the 5 stars, basically your team. But looking at why I'm selecting a 4-star team, it's because of the requirement. So in generally in the quest, there are requirements of you getting 4 stars and less team in order to win. That allows you to clear some quests. It is tougher, of course, compared to using a 5-star team. So you can see a 4-star team slightly tougher. Nonetheless, we managed to make it. Quite happy with that. Alright, so with that, we'll be raising the trophy, take some pictures, and we are done with it. And we're going to claim some UCL points very shortly. I'm going to show you the legendary match itself. Alright, the legendary match I'll go in much more detail because it's slightly tougher. At least you show in terms of how the whole gameplay works, but not for the world class. It's still doable. Alright, so with that, we claim the UCL pack, as usual 120, and then I think there's a bonus. We got 480 here. The final legendary has 600 bonus, so that's really a lot. So with that, we claimed some quests, 2000 gems, fantastic there. Quite a number of gems quests you can do, but again, there's a few that is about legendary. Of course, there are some that are lesser in terms of professional, world class. I think that would do, but getting 4 goals or as such, it may be difficult. So it is not easy in my purview, that you basically have to do a lot of this quests in order to progress in terms of the whole 69 numbers of items before you can claim that reward of 10,000 gems. So it's not easy for sure. There's just too many challenging quests in the Road of Glory, but you can do one at a time. Gradually you should accumulate sufficient. At the same time, I'm not spending a single gem right now, saving about 50,000 gems already so far from the start of the FC24. Alright, so now we're entering the finals. Final in the legendary mode. Again, I've chosen the same team, the 4-star team, because it's a requirement under the quest. You can check it out in the quest itself. Alright, so this is the start of it, and definitely moving towards a very challenging match for sure. So let's move ahead right now. Alright, so this is the start of it. Barcelona made it to finals together, and that'll be my opponent for the day. Fortunately, we only need to play once in the final. So it is a bit tiring compared to FIFA Mobile, because there's the first leg and second leg. It's just make things so tough and so boring because it started from 0 minutes. It should basically just start from 70 minutes or so. Just leave it a bit of time, see, make it challenging for you to just try and win it, because by starting at zero is just horrendous. It's just a waste of time. So quite lucky here initially, I thought, but not so. As usual, you can't expect much. This is legendary. The difficulty level would increase gradually, but it's still doable. It's just a lot of effort needed. Just bear in mind, I mean, if you really can't pass the stage by when you see those opponents scoring much, you can basically close the app and try again. It's not be counted. So there's something you to bear in mind. So here we have trying to do the same curve, but it's not possible. Noting the fact it's not every time you can make it. Just gotta be more patient. Keep on trying. Try different angles and positions, so that earlier I shared you just near when I succeed, it was near the semicircle. Just gotta try a bit and adjust a bit sometimes. And again, of course, sometimes depends on luck. Most of the time, you wouldn't be able to smoothly bring your ball across. Possessions needs to be regained multiple times along the way, because it is programmed in such a manner that you lose possession easily. That is, you can see, is quite obvious, especially the heel to heel skill move. You got to bear in mind when you do heel to heel skill move, there shouldn't be any opponent or defenders ahead of you. Otherwise, you lose possession very easily. Try to position your CBs at the center ahead of your goalkeeper. They'll try to secure that locations to basically assist your goalkeeper in that, because sometimes this CB can do the first cut of defense by heading away those potential attacks. All right, so do remember at the 45 minutes mark, you got to change your subs in a fresh pair of legs. You got to make sure the positions are basically favorable. Will be more of the forwards, because they are the ones that actually helps you score. But of course, not to mention, defense are equally important, but I always prioritize the forwards. Right, so again, opponents try again, just going to defend it really well. Most of the time I try to use second defenders as additional pair of defenders to help. So this is something you got to bear in mind. So the ST wise, in the tournament here, you don't find really good STs, but just try to do your best to be familiar with a certain team. So after a while, you get used to their moves and skill moves that they possess, so that it's much easier. If you keep on changing teams, sometimes it will be tough. Again, do bear in mind, don't be too overly frustrated with the referee, who is silly, extremely silly. It's only one-sided, and bear in mind, you really have to be patient here, finding opportunities to win. Scoring a goal is extremely tough. If you could score 4 goals, I think congratulations, because there's an additional quest item. Otherwise, winning it will be suffice. For me, probably I will just see how things move along the way before we try that difficult quest. But at least minimally now, I would just want to win a legendary match and finish it, so that eventually you finish all the chances as granted. So a bit more of time required at this juncture still. About 30 minutes more to go. Tried to score multiple times, but efforts are all taken down by the very strong defense. As usual, it is a bit rigged. You got to bear this in mind. Frustration is no point. Just try to find opportunity. I think there's a good opportunity right now. I'm just going to give it a try. All right, finally we made it at 84 minutes after so many attempts of trying to score a goal, but this is quite obvious. The rig match has opened up a gap for me, so I'll basically just grab it and basically try to score. We made it. Quite happy with this progress. 5 more minutes or 4 more minutes to be safe. Just make sure we don't allow the opponent to score a goal. Otherwise, our hard-earned efforts, hard-earned goal, one and only one, will go down the drain. So I think we should be fine. 3 more minutes extra time shouldn't be an issue. You can see possessions lost again and again. It's very common. Alright, so really happy, and I think everybody is, once we completed this legendary, and I think it's time for the good rest, because it's really time consuming to play all the way. So at least we completed this at least once. Alright, so with that we raised trophy again, and of course now we look forward to the UCL pack of extra 600. So I'm going to save up all this, and when opportunity arises we'll try to do the pack opening as well. Again, don't expect high hopes. Most of the times this rig is very low. OVR cards will be available instead of the ones that's being displayed like 90 plus. It's almost impossible. Alright, so with that we claim a bit of gems here. Like I said, save up your gems. You'll be good use at near the end of the whole game itself. Alright, thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Goodbye.